Dude.
Mate, where's the other oar?
The morning sun barely peeked over the rolling hills of the Cotswolds, casting a golden hue across the sprawling fields and ancient oak trees. A thin layer of frost covered the grass, glistening under the soft light. The air was brisk but refreshing, carrying the scent of damp earth and wood smoke from distant chimneys. David Beckham pulled on a thick navy blue coat and wrapped a scarf loosely around his neck. A cold morning walk with his 4 dogs was one of his favorite ways to start the day. Away from the flashing cameras and the city noise, the countryside offered a peaceful escape, a place where he could clear his head and enjoy the simple things in life. Standing by the rustic wooden gate of his Cotswolds mansion, he gave a quick whistle. 4 eager figures bolted toward him from the large, open garden. Fig, the eldest and most disciplined cocker spaniel, led the charge with her usual grace. Sage, a lively Labrador with boundless energy, bounced beside her. The 2 newcomers, Maple, a curious young golden retriever, and Pepper, a feisty French bulldog, scampered close behind, their tails wagging furiously. "All right, guys," David said, fastening their leashes. "Let's go for an adventure." Chapter 2. Into the rolling hills. The path stretched out before them, a narrow dirt trail winding through a meadow, bordered by thick hedgerows and stone walls. The countryside was quiet, apart from the occasional chirp of birds and the distant lowing of cows. David strolled at a steady pace, allowing the dogs to sniff around and explore. Fig stayed close to his side, always alert, while Sage and Maple darted ahead, playfully wrestling in the grass. Pepper, though the smallest, had the boldest personality, barking at anything that moved, a fallen leaf, a fluttering bird, even a distant squirrel. He smiled, watching them enjoy themselves. These were the moments he cherished. Football had given him so much: glory, fame, a life beyond his wildest dreams. But nothing compared to the peace of a morning like this. His phone buzzed in his pocket, but he ignored it. No distractions today, just him, his dogs, and the countryside. Chapter 3. A curious encounter. As they ventured deeper into the woods, the trees closed in, their bare branches forming a delicate lacework against the sky. A light mist lingered between the trunks, adding an almost mystical feel to the air. Then, a sudden rustling in the undergrowth made all 4 dogs stop in their tracks. Their ears perked up, eyes locked on the thicket ahead. "What is it, guys?" David asked, slowing his steps. A moment later, a fox emerged from the bushes, its red coat striking against the muted colors of the woods. It paused, staring at them with intelligent amber eyes. For a moment, there was a standoff. Then, with a flick of its tail, the fox darted away. Sage and Maple lunged forward, eager to give chase, but David held firm on the leashes. "Easy, easy," he chuckled. "That one's too quick for you." The dogs whined in protest, but soon lost interest, distracted by a fallen branch that needed sniffing. David took a deep breath, letting the crisp air fill his lungs. Chapter 4. Memories and Reflection. As he continued walking, his mind wandered. The Cotswolds had become a sanctuary for him and his family, a retreat from the fast-paced world of football and fashion. He remembered when he and Victoria had first bought the mansion, enchanted by its old-world charm and serene surroundings. Their kids had grown up playing in these fields, and even now, whenever Brooklyn, Romeo, Cruz, or Harper visited, they found comfort in the familiar landscape. A gust of wind rustled the trees, sending a shower of crisp leaves drifting to the ground. He glanced up at the sky, now streaked with soft pinks and blues as the morning advanced. "Come on then," he murmured to his pack, urging them forward. Chapter 5. An Unexpected Guest. Just as they neared the edge of the woods, a voice called out, "Morning, David." He turned to see an elderly farmer standing by a wooden fence, a wool cap pulled low over his ears. His face was lined with years of hard work, but his eyes twinkled with warmth. "Morning, Tom," David replied, tipping his head in greeting. "Out with the pack again, I see," the farmer chuckled, nodding at the dogs. "They keeping you on your toes?" "Always," David laughed. "I swear they've got more energy than I ever did on a football pitch." Tom leaned on the fence, surveying the land. "You know, my old sheepdog used to love this trail. Something about these woods, good for the soul." David nodded. "Yeah, it really is." They exchanged a few more pleasantries before parting ways. As David walked on, he thought about how much he appreciated the locals. Unlike in the city, where he was often mobbed by fans, here he was just another neighbor, enjoying the countryside. Chapter 6. The perfect end to the walk.